Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Alhamdulillah. From today, we are going to begin our module 4. Alhamdulillah. So, as you know that what is our topic at the moment? From module 3, we have started the study of Murakkab Tam. What is Murakkab Tam? A complete sentence. And as you can see on the screen, I just want to quickly recap what we learned so far. So murakkab tam or sentence in Arabic language, there are two type of sentences, a nominal sentence or jumlatul ismiya, and alhamdulillah we have covered this one in module 3. Second type is called the verbal sentence or jumlatul fi'liya. Inshallah, in this module 4, this is our topic. Okay, now what is jumlatul fi'liya? As you can see on the screen, and that's, by the way, lesson number 12. Okay, so Jumlatul fi'liya or verbal sentence, an Arabic sentence that starts with a fail. Clear? What is fail? Fail is a word that represents an action with a tense. So action and tense. Tense means element of time, past, present, or future. So action and tense together. Okay. Example, eat. Now, which means that eat is representing a fail, which shows the action of eating, and it has element of present. Okay, at, action of eating, and tense of past. Will eat, action of eating, and tense future. So action and tense together. Okay. Arabic examples, shariba, he drank. So shariba is a fail. Why? Because it represents the action of drinking, and it has time element or tense, and that is past, drank. Okay. Yansuru. Yansuru is a fail. Why? It represents an action which is helping, and it has tense or time element, and that is present. Okay. So these are some Arabic examples. Inshallah, we'll see them and we'll discuss them in detail, inshallah, in this module. Okay, let's move on. Let's understand few important points with regard to this module 4, which is Jumlatul Failiyah or study of fail. So point number 1, fail versus verb. So the English term verb and the Arabic term fail, although they are similar, but there is a very significant difference. What's the difference? The English verb is only action and tense, but the Arabic fail has three things: action, tense, plus the doer of that action is also built into that fail. Clear? Let's understand with the example. Same example, shariba, he drank. Now shariba gives you this word drank. Obviously it has action of drinking, it has tense of past, but also he drank. So he is the doer or the subject, and in shariba this he is built in this word shariba. Same example, next one, yansuru, he helps. So action which is helping, tense which is present, but he as well, who is the doer. Okay, so inside yansuru there's a built-in he as the doer. So clear? So the Arabic term fail, it covers three things: action, tense, and the doer of that action is built into this fail. Inshallah, how is this built in? How can we change the doer? Inshallah, all of these things will be coming in this module. Second point, starts with fail madi, and by default he is the doer. For example, if in English I say go and then I say went, so first I say the present form of the verb and then I say the past tense. In Arabic it's opposite, which means in Arabic when we normally pronounce a verb or a fail, we first say its past form and then present form. For example, nasara, he helped, and then yansuru, he helps. So first madi and then present. Clear? And secondly, by default, he is the doer. So when you the starting form of the fail has, I said before that in Arabic every fail has a built-in doer. So the default doer is he. We can change this default doer, but this is the default position. As you can see in both of above examples, Shariba has he doer inside of it, and likewise Yansuru has he doer inside of it. Clear? So this was second point. In Arabic language, when you pronounce a fail, you start with its past or madi form, and then you say the present form. Secondly, in the Arabic fail, the default doer is he, then you can change it. Okay. Third point, types of fail. In Arabic language, there are three types of fail. Fail madi, which means the past tense, as Shariba, he drank, Nasara, he helped. And fail mudare, it covers both present and future, which means this above example yansuru, which I translated as he helped, we can also translate it as he will help. Okay, so this yansuru, it accommodates both present and future. And last and the third form of fail in Arabic language is called fail amr, which means commanding something or forbidding something. Okay, so fail madi, past, fail mudare, present and future. Okay, and fail amr, commanding or forbidding something. Clear? So these are three types of fail in Arabic language. Next point, concept of root letters. In Arabic language, basically all words, they have a origin, which we call etymology. Okay, the root. So in Arabic language, most of the verb or most they have 3-letter root. We call them original letters or root letters. Okay, for example, this word alima. By the way, inshallah, we'll learn all of these different harakat. How is it alima? Why not ulima? Inshallah, this will come on its time in this module. For now, just understand this point. So alima, he acquired knowledge. Alimun, knowledgeable person or scholar. Ulama, plural of alim. Okay, ilmun, knowledge itself. Muta'allimun, student, the one who acquired the knowledge. Now, please pause the video and reflect on all of these words. You will notice this one thing, that all of them have ain, lam, and mim as common. All of these words. And then they have some extra letters. For example, is ulama has ain, lam, mim, and then it has alif and hamza, which is extra in it. Okay. So this ain, lam, and mim in this example, they will be called the root letters. Ain, lam, mim in this example are the root letters for all of these words. And root letters have a specific meaning or connotation. For example, ain, lam, mim. These three root letters, they have the meaning or the connotation of knowledge, which means all the words which will come from the root letters of ain, lam, mim, they will have something to do with knowledge. As you can see in the examples, all of these words which are coming from the root letters of ain, lam, mim, they have something to do with knowledge. Why? Because they share this common root. Now, still same thing, root letters. So these root letters, these three root letters, in Arabic language, we have a standard labeling for these three root letters. And that labeling is, as you can see on the screen, fa, ain, lam, which means that the first root letter will be labeled as fa, kalima, fa. And second root letter will be labeled as kalima, ain. And third root letter will be labeled as kalima, lam. Fa, basically fa, ain, and lam. These are the standard labels for the three root letters. Example, same example, alima, ain, lam, and mim. Now look, as we said before, that this alima, or all the words from this root letters, they have ain, lam and mim. Ain, lam and mim, these are the original letters of all of those words which are coming from this root letter, as we have seen on the previous slide. Okay, now this ain will be called, ain is the first letter, first root letter. It will be called in terminology, ain is the fa kalima, lam is the ain kalima, or mim is the lam kalima. Clear? Let me give you one more example to clarify this point. Nasara, which means he helped. This nasara, or all the words which will come from this pattern, or from this root letters, they have noon, sod and ra in common, and then there will be some extra letters here and there, but noon, sod, ra will be common. Now this noon is the first root letter. We'll call that noon is the fa kalima, sod is the ain kalima, and ra is the lam kalima. Okay, so this is standard labeling of the three root letters of all of the, or all the word. Okay, the first root letter is called kalima fa, second one is called kalima ain, and third one is called kalima lam. At this beginning stage, this is enough. You just understand this much, inshallah. Inshallah, when these things will be applied in future, I will explain for you that why did I introduce this concept of root letters. Okay, let's move on. What is this? This is a model fail Madi chart with 5 rows and 14 cells. What is this 5 rows and 14 cells? Let me remind you. You remember in our first module when we studied pronouns, damair or pronouns. In the first module, this was our last topic of the first module, and we saw that the chart of independent pronoun, for example, it has 5 lines and all together 14 cells, because each line has 3. So 3 plus 3, 6, plus 3, 9, plus 3, 12, and the last line has only 2. So 14 cells all together. So the reason I mentioned this one is so I can tell you that the way you construct your models, and by the way, what I mean by the model chart of fi'l madhi, inshallah, I'll explain to you in 1 minute. For now, just let me tell you this one point, that the structure of this chart is exactly the same as that was the structure of your pronoun chart. So my advice to all of you is, please, if you do not know or you have not properly understood and conceptualize the structure of your pronoun chart, please pause the video and look at your notes. Open your notes from your mobile or from your, if you have the notes in the printed form, and look at your independent pronoun chart. Okay, this is exactly same structure. What is the structure? Look at this one. It has 3 columns: singular column, pair column, and plural column. Now look at this side. Exactly as your pronoun chart, third person, middle part is for second person, and last line is for first person. What is on this side? In each, the third person has 2 lines. First line for masculine, second line for feminine. Likewise, second person has 2 lines, masculine, feminine. And first person has only 1 line which covers both masculine and feminine. So this is exactly the same structure as your pronoun chart. Clear? Now, Nasara is just taken as example. It could have been any, for example, Hamida, he praised. Nasara, he helped. Okay. Daraba, he hit someone. Okay. Now, Nasara is just example. Remember this point. Okay. It could be any word as example. So you remember I said before that by default, the built-in doer is he. So Nasara is the starting point. He helped. Because Nasara, this noon, sad, ra, these root letters, they have the meaning of helping someone. So Nasara, he helped. Now, what if you want to change this doer? Because obviously in any action, it's not that he is always the doer. There could be some other doers. This is what we are learning in this chart. For example, if instead of he, there are 2 people who are helping and they are also in third person, So then there will be some change at towards the ending. What is the change? It was nasara, it will become nasara, bit long with this alif, bit long, nasara. Who is the doer now? Both of them help. So now the doer is not he, rather there are two people and they are in third person. Look at next one, nasaru. You see this nasaru, this oo, this wow, this oo at the end. Look, the beginning is same, noon, sad, ra. Changing is happening at the end. And this change is telling you that now doer is what? Doer is they, male. And it is plural. Plural means that more than two. In English translation, either it's pair or plural, you say they. But Arabic has very specific. Okay, if there are two people, it will be a bit long at the end. If it is they, male, it will be u. Okay, look at next one, nasarat. So at the end you have ta with sukoon. This ta with sukoon at the end mean that this time the doer is who? She. Clear? If is it nasarata, so ta and alif. Remember this point we discussed before, that ta is here to tell you that this is feminine. This is called ta of femininity. We discussed this in our module 1, that this ta is ta of femininity. Okay, so whenever you see in fail madi that is ending with ta with sukoon, you know that this time the doer of this action is she. Okay, and if it is ending with ta and alif ta, it means once again the doer is female, but now it is two female in third person. Okay, and if it ends with na, like nasar na, so this na will tell you that this time the doer is more than two female. So they, which means plural but female. Look at this difference. If it is they male, nasaru, this u ending, u. If it is they female doer, then it is na ending. What is the next one? Nasarta, ta with fatha. Whenever your fail madi is ending with ta with fatha, it means it is you, male. Okay, tuma, nasar tuma. This tuma ending will tell you that this is again two you. It's still you, but this time you but two people, and they are male. Nasar tum, this tum ending means it is you but plural. Clear? And then nasarti, ta with kasra. Look at the difference. If ta is fatha, it means the doer is you, one you, male. If ta with kasra, it means the doer is you, female, one you, female. Nasartuma, this is same. Either when it is you, two people, either male or female, both have same ending, tuma ending. And then nasartunna, this tunna, whenever in fail madi have tunna ending, it means that this is you, but it's plural and it is female. Clear? Nasartu, ta with dhamma. Nasartu, this ta with dhamma ending will tell you that this time the doer is myself. I help. And na, nasar na, this na ending will tell you that this time the doer is we help. Now, please pay attention. In all of them, they have noon, sad, ra. Something is being added after this first one. Something is being added at the end. And that something is telling you two things: gender and the doer in terms of number. The gender of the doer and number of the doer. This is what you recognize from the ending. Is this point clear? So how would you memorize this chart? Like this: nasara, nasara, nasaru, nasarat, nasarata, nasarna, nasarta, nasartuma, nasartum, nasarti, nasartuma, nasartunna, nasartu, nasarna. My advice is that read like this, but with understanding. First understand the structure of the chart and then read like this in this sequence 10 times. I'm telling you out of my experience. Okay, Read it 10 times like Nasara, Nasara, Nasaru, Nasarat, Nasarata, Nasarna, and so on. Inshallah, if you will recite this in this way 10 times, it will slowly start picturing in your mind as an image. Okay. And what you need to focus is that this ending, because the only reason we have this chart is so we can spot and we can understand the endings, because each time the word is same, noon, sod, and ra. The ending is the important thing, because ending is telling you the gender and number of the doer. Is that clear? Now, last point, inshallah, before we finish. As I said before, that your independent pronoun chart and your fail madi chart, they are exactly same in their structure. They have, both of them have 5 lines and 14 cells. Now, as I said before, the reason of this chart is that you can know the doer of the action. That's the whole purpose of this chart. Now, if you want to, let's suppose, know that who's the doer of cell number 6, for example, what I mean by cell number 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to know that who will be the doer in cell number 6, simple. Just recall that what is the independent pronoun in cell number 6. That's the doer. Likewise, if you want to know that who's the doer in cell number, let's suppose cell number 12, Nasartunna. Simple. Recall in your mind that what is the independent pronoun of cell number 12. That's the doer of cell number 12. Is that point clear? That's why on the next slide, I have made both the Madi chart and the independent pronoun chart together. As you can say, Nasara, Hua, Nasara, Huma. Why? These words are telling you that in this cell, the doer is Hua. In this cell, the doer is Huma, and so on and so forth. And inshallah, in next lesson, I'll explain this point more. And inshallah, in next lesson, when I will apply these things through examples from the Quran, inshallah, they will become even more clear to you. Okay. As I always say, that in the description of this video, download the same presentation. And please do not forget to download the complete notes as well, because in every video in the description you have 2 things: the same presentation and the complete notes of that lesson. Download both of them, read them, watch the video. Inshallah, these things will come in practice in next lesson and they will become more clear to you. Okay, until next, jazakumullahu khair, barakallahu fi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.